Good evening, everyone. I'm your host, Sudip Maiti, career designer. Welcome to Classroom to Boardroom Talk Show, episode number 18. As you all know that we have gathered here to enlighten you about the different ways by which the transition can be happen from the classroom to boardroom. And during this particular journey, there will be a lot of hurdles, lot of challenges, and how you can overcome that particular challenges we will discuss here. Take charge of your career and also listen to the different eminent person who have excelled in their own field. Today, we have invited one of the great leader who has spent more than 2 decades in Indian Navy. He has passed out of Indian Defense Academy in 1992, served Indian Navy for quite long time in the submarine branch more than 22 years. And after that, he took a premature retirement in year 2016 and made successful transitions into the corporate career in the field of e-governance, skill development, public service management, World Bank funded projects. He did this particular activity for himself, and today he is working with one of the corporate top 5 consulting company as a director positions. He understands what feelings and emotions passes the minds of the military personnel. When he thinks of making transition from military to the civilian world, he is on a mission to empower the 1 lakh military veterans and equip them with requisite skills and resources to make transition to civilian or the corporate life and lead a fulfilled life after post retirement from military. Today's topic is professional networking for career growth. And welcome Commander Ram in this particular talk show. So, Commander Ram, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Sudeep ji, for calling on this particular show. I'm very delighted to be here and talk to you on the various aspects of how the professional network is going to help each one of us in our career growth. Thank you so much once again. Yes, as you rightly mentioned, I think you talked about me a lot of kind words you said about me. Thank you so much. Yes, I served in the Indian Navy for more than 22 plus years. I was in the technical branch. I'm a submariner. And in 2016, I took the premature retirement. And after that, I worked in the corporate for 5 plus years. And since last about 8 months, I am on a different mission. And my mission is to basically empower the military people who are making a transition to the corporate and mentor them, help them so that they get their due position and stature in the corporate as per their experience. So that's my short intro and what I do now.
Great, Commander Ram. Yeah. So before moving into the topic, so I would ask you, so during your this journey, so when you move from this military to the corporate world, I feel that I don't know. So might be the lot of the military professional, they're facing a lot of challenges. I believe so you have also faced that kind of the challenges and how you have overcome those challenges in your career field.
Yeah, that's
Or
a
might
good
be the
question.
prior to that, when you joined to that Indian Defense Academy, you have faced a lot of challenge, I believe. So how you have overcome those particular challenge? Because the people, what they do, they easily give up. They feel that they're not suitable for this particular roles or their particular positions. They easily give up and they move away from that particular goal. But you have at least achieved that particular things due to your hard work, your dedication, I believe. So if you can light on that particular part, that will be really grateful for the audience, those who are listening to us.
Okay. So you want me to highlight on the challenges that I faced for
Yeah,
getting
in a
into the
brief, in a
military,
brief.
or making a transition from the military to the corporate? Which particular part do
Just
you want me to?
challenges on a yeah, on a highlight, and then you can tell about the how the transition can be happen for your case.
Okay. See, first
Yeah.
thing maybe I'll little touch upon and how anyone can opt the military as a career, because Sudhi Mehtaji is working very hard in this particular aspect of career designing. So definitely military is also a very, very good and a noble profession, if you might say that. And you can choose this as a career option. And there are various ways of joining the military. Okay, Army, Air Force, preferably I'll keep it to Army, Air Force, and Navy as of now. Okay, so you can actually join after 12th. One can also join after graduation. Okay, we have a technical entry, we have non-technical entries, we have options to join as an officer or as a Jawan or a sailor or a airman. So once, and you are, most of you may be knowing that you have a UPSC exam to be given, okay, which consists of a written exam followed by SSB or Service Selection Board interview, and then merit list. And after that, of course, medical is there, physical is there, and then based on the merit and the number of vacancies that are is published and that is required by any training institution, the numbers are selected. So once you go after the training, like in National Defense Academy, it is 3 years of training. Okay, after graduation, it is only 1.5 years. Then you select that particular branch. Like I was in the Navy, after that I selected the technical branch. After that I selected the submarine, because that is a specialized training in itself. And once do you do that, then you go into the mainstream as an officer or as a Jawan, whatever field or domain or the category that you have chosen and written exam for. So that was the initial part. Yes, the challenges that one faces is number one, maybe the awareness about what are the different ways that a person can enter the military, whether he had to be technical, should does he need to have a PCM, or any can any commerce student also can join. These are the various doubts people may have. Number one, that is limited awareness about the options of joining. Second thing is, after they join, what are the various things they might have to do. Maybe there's not much of a clarity people may have in that. And number three is, how do we go about preparing for it? Once you know that, okay, I want to go and these are the things that I will like to do, how do we actually prepare for the exam, the UPS exam that we have? I think these are the three main challenges which even I faced, and I think it'll have on most of the people's mind. And for that, because I think the number one source of information is basically internet. We have a lot of information already available on the internet. If you go indiannavy.gov.in or army or air force, everybody has got their own websites, okay, where you will find all the related information. How do you join? What are the various categories available? How do you prepare for yourself? So all those information are available. I think today's generation is in fact quite digitally literate to find out for themselves that what is the best that works for them. So that were the challenges for the initial part.
Great, great. Yeah. So how you have overcome that, how you have transitioned from that particular field to that corporate exactly? And do you feel
Okay.
that during your that particular transition phase, is there any challenge have you faced? And if you have faced, how you have overcome that?
Okay, okay. That's an interesting question. See, when we join, okay, whether me or anybody else, when we join the forge, the military, we are almost away from the corporate way of life. We are away from our, the civilian counterpart. Yes, we sometimes meet our friends, our relatives who are working in the corporate, but generally, we don't know much about what's going in the corporate world. Whichever place we have been told to go, we go. Okay, maybe sometimes the field area, sometimes it could be the metropolitan, sometimes it could be a town, B city, or sometimes it could be C city, whatever. So irrespective of the place that we are, we work to the best of the capability that we do. And then one day we realize that we are going to retire very soon. And most of the time, let me tell you, we are not well prepared, because what we generally think is, the military has taught us so much, the training, the experience that we have. We think that we'll get job easily. Okay, that is one thing. And because of that, most of the time what happens is we are not able to. And second thing is, because of the service conditions, maybe somebody is posted in such area, remote area, where there's no internet, so he cannot apply for a job, okay, on the various portals, let's say Monster, or you know Indeed, or Shine, or Times, whatever. So all those things are not easily available to them as compared to someone who's in this city. Okay, so that again is a big challenge. And third challenge is, we actually know very few people, or we have very few connects in the corporate. Okay, we don't know many people who can have that say, or refer us, or recommend us for the job. So these are the challenges which not only me, I think anybody who comes out of the military will face at any point of time, because he would have done so many things, he will not be able to pinpoint that which particular industry or which particular domain, what kind of role or responsibility should I go for, because he feels I'm okay for HR, I'm okay for training and development also, because I have done that. I'm okay in all operational tasks, so I am equally good in that, right? I'm good for administration, I'm good for security officer job. So that makes a little bit difficult for him to pinpoint and focus on one particular industry or one particular aspect.
Great, great. Yeah. But how you have overcome that particular things? You have done anything prior to that? So to when you do the transition from that phase to the
Yes.
corporate
Okay.
phase.
Okay. So what I did was, is because mine was a planned move. So what I did was, I did MBA. Okay. It was executive MBA program from FMS Delhi University. It was a 2 years program, every day 6 to 9. So morning 9 to 6, 5:30 office. After that, I used to hop on and go to the college, South Campus, Delhi University. And we always used to have a lot of, and FMS is one of the esteemed institution as far as the MBA goes. So a lot of case studies, a lot of assignments, a lot of cohort works, practicals, semester exams, in between exams, and then final exams. So all that was done, and my aim basically was to get more information, equip myself, you know learn all the terminology that is actually required when you work in the corporate, because we generally are, as I said, away from all those informations. We don't know what is the trends that is going on. So all those basic information we may have actually done practically, but the various terminology that actually we call it in corporate, we may not be aware of. So it was a planned transition. So I did my MBA, I did a lot of certifications. I did PMP, I did ITIL, I did Six Sigma. So basically that was not only to upskill myself, but also to find a relevance between what I did in the Navy and what is required in the corporate, so that that bridge could be gapped, or basically so that bridge could be covered. And that's how actually I managed to do what I did. And after that, it became, yes, the second challenge was to how do we apply for a job and get a job. Okay, so I did apply through all the platform that everybody and anybody applies, including going to the career websites of various companies. I did that. I appeared for a few interviews also, got selected at somewhere. And but the final thing which actually helped me was the network. One of my earlier batchmates from the National Defense Academy. He had come out before me, so he knew someone, and through reference and all, I got my first job. So that's how I realized that networking was in fact one of the best tool that you can have if somebody wants to make a transition to the corporate.
Great, great. Yeah, those who are listening to us, so those who want to move from this military to civilian, normal civilian transitions, like a corporate world, so definitely you can take a help from Ram. So he's the one of the good mentors. So I'll recommend to him. So as he is here in my talk, so definitely we will ask him the few more questions, how you can do the networking and how it will be helping you to grow in your corporate world. Yeah. My next topic, next query to Mr. Ram, to you is the, yeah. So as you told is that our topic is that the how the professional networking is important for the career growth. Can you give some kind of the light on this particular topic exactly? How is it really important, the professional network, and why it is required? And without that, do you think that no one can sustain in the industry?
Okay, okay. See, Sudeep ji, networking actually, if somebody has recommended one of his colleague to his HR or talent acquisition team for a job, or if somebody has tried to connect or write a mail after a week or a month after they have met in a conference or an exhibition or a meeting, I think they have done the professional networking. We all have done it. It comes naturally to us. But the only thing is, have we tried to make it in a structured manner so that those professional relationship actually helps us when we need it the most? Okay. Professional networking, that means networking with other professionals. They could be from your same industry, they could be from different industry, they could be from same industry and same domain or a similar role that you're doing, or it could be same industry but different roles, right? How do we connect with them? That is very important. So invariably we have done networking. As I said, if you have referred someone for a job or someone has referred you for a job, that means networking was there, or exchanged mails for anything related with getting some information about that particular industry. That's how we actually use the network. And why it is important, let's say somebody wants to make let us take an example. Somebody wants to move from a military to the civilian world. Okay, number one. Or somebody wants to, he's already in the corporate, but he wants to hop or he wants to change a job. Somebody is in, let's say, Delhi, but because of his some family reason or because of some other compulsion, he wants to move to Bangalore. And this particular company doesn't have its branch or a office in Bangalore. So what does it do? He needs to make a choice and move to the different company. So how does it do it? So networking actually can help both ways. First time move to the corporate, or within the corporate from one company to another. Now how does it help? First thing is, if you have a good connect in a company, he will be able to tell you, is there any position that is going to get open in that? Right? We all know, the position that generally comes out in the websites is generally, if it is not getting filled up within the internal references or internal postings or through promotions, right? So that's how those positions actually come open. So that is becomes maybe actually become too late for somebody to apply if it already comes out in open or a public. So if you have a connect, you'll come to know what are the different projects that the company is going to get in future, so that that particular information, if you know, then you can prepare accordingly. Second thing somebody will come to know through his connect is what are the certifications that they're looking for, what kind of preparation is required, who is taking interview, what kind of interview will happen, how many rounds of interview, how does he prepare, How does he highlight various things in the resume? So that particular part also he'll get help. Second, third thing is he'll also can be get mentored. How does he go about preparing from resume writing to the interview? So that mentorship also one can get if he has proper connections or professional network in his industry or as a corporate as a whole. So that's why I feel professional network is very important. And second thing is it's not only when you require a job. It could also be, you also must be knowing that whenever a time of promotion comes, we need to work well, work hard, be committed, but we also need someone to advocate for us, someone to refer us, someone to recommend us, someone to highlight what good things that we have done, isn't it? So who can do that? Your professional network can only do that. So professional network could be there in your own company, in your own department as well. Need not be only outside networking. So that's how I feel it is very important.
Yeah, great, great, Commander Ram. Yeah, that's really important. The networking. Yeah, without that, whatever the points you told, yeah, it's really difficult. Not only for this corporate world, any kind of this world. Even though the networking we are doing in our daily life within our family members as well, within our with our kids as well as our wife, our surroundings, those who are there, we are doing the networking with them. Yeah, definitely, it's really important for the career for perspectives. Yeah.
Yes,
So what is
you,
the, yeah,
yeah, you rightly
what is
brought up.
the,
See,
got it? Yeah,
networking is not only limited to, I think, corporate, as you rightly mentioned. We have network with our own relatives, spouse, kids, friends, and all, because finally it's kind of a relationship building, right?
correct.
It's a relationship building. Yes, there it was with professionals, but relationship almost, I think, it moves through the same stages. It requires the same ingredients. It requires first we should know each other, number one. After knowing that, I think we should start liking each other, being in the company of each other for more time. And after that, I think somewhere we need to build a trust. A level of trust is required for exchange of any information. And only after that we can actually think of getting some support. And doing all this actually requires time. It's like planting a tree. It cannot happen that we put a seed today and tomorrow it can bear the fruit and we can have the fruit. It may not happen that we make a professional network with someone today in an exhibition or a conference and tomorrow I ask a job from him, that, sir, I met you yesterday, do you have any job for me? Do you think it'll work that way? It'll not work, right? We need to build that level of trust and relationship for a longer time. We must nurture it for time, and then only I think something might happen. So it's a long game.
That's true. Absolutely. I would say I'm agree on this particular point. Yeah. So, what could be the professional network? So, you are talking about here. Is there any way? So, because the thing is that now the social media is very active, and there is a lot of channel. What kind of the social media people can do for the networking purpose? What kind of the, yeah? If you can
Yes.
say about
Okay.
that, that would be really helpful. Yeah.
Yes, because of the internet, I think people can easily network with each other even if they have not met. Right? Unlike earlier when people used to meet physically, they used to make networks or they used to make connections or they make friendship. But now we hear people making friendships on Facebook, right? Or Insta or LinkedIn. But as far as professional network is concerned, I think LinkedIn is the king, right? We all know that almost 800 million people in the world are member of LinkedIn, and India comes number second. Okay, 80 million, just behind US but ahead of China. So just see the number of people who are there on the LinkedIn. That is number one. Second thing, why it makes sense to develop the professional networking through LinkedIn is You name any company, okay, all the top companies, the people who can make decisions, all CXO level people will be there. That is number two. And number three, all talent acquisition team or HR, a report says that almost 85 to 90% of the HR or the talent acquisition team, they look at the profile of their candidate even before they look at the resume, because LinkedIn profile tells much more than what a resume can actually highlight. So that's why LinkedIn has become the most potent, if I may say that, platform for professional networking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can move forward with the, we talk about the benefit of this networking and how is it helpful for our future career growth, as well as the, if you want to start your journey uh, into the corporate world. So definitely the networking is very important. So Ram talk about the few challenges when he has moved from this military to the corporate world, whatever was his challenges, how he has overcome those particular things. So I would request those who are listening to us, so please follow Ram, because those who are into the military, because he has went through that journey and he could be the best mentor for you, who can help you to move from this military to the corporate world, and he can guide you in the different way. So, what are the different kind of the networking strategies? So, Ram, if you can tell about the audience, tell to the audience, so that would be real. What kind of the strategy they should apply when they have to do
Okay.
the network? Yeah.
Okay. See, the first thing is we need to optimize our LinkedIn profile. That is number one. you know and how do we optimize our LinkedIn profile? Is there are a few important sections which are very, very critical. When somebody looks at a profile of anyone, there are a few important things which actually show up. The number one is your banner, and you must be knowing the banner. The banner is the space that is given behind your photo. So that is very important because it occupies a lot of space, almost 10 times what is required for your profile. And what can you put there? You can put anything that portrays you, who you are as a person. What is your mission? What is your vision? What is it that inspires you? What particular industry that you are targeting? Any motivational quote that you have? Any awards that you have received? I mean, whatever best describes you, that catches the eye of the viewer, you can do that. Second thing is photograph. It needs to be a professional. When I'm saying professional, you don't have to go to a studio. You can do it yourself on a high resolution mobile camera. I mean, I do that way. I think even Sudeep would have done that. But only thing is, ensure that the proper lighting is there, and the background is clear. At least have a photo headshot till your chest level, and you can put a warm smile or something which, if somebody looks at it, see what is the aim. If somebody looks at it, one should the face should be welcoming enough. If I look at somebody's profile or photograph, I should think, do I want him in my team? Do I want to work with him? you know that kind of a image should be portrayed by a photograph. So these are the two things, the visible. Third is the headline, because the search engine optimization of the LinkedIn actually works on whatever you write here. What particular industry are you talking about? Who are you as a person? What designation? What are the key skills that you have? That needs to be highlighted clearly. What is the call to action that you're talking about? That should be given on the headline, so that it becomes easier. If somebody is searching, let's say somebody is searching for network security or data analyst, or let's say supply chain manager, then if it is highlighted on your headline, it becomes easier for someone to pick it up. And after that is your about section. Now, what is about section? It's basically a summary of yourself. It's how we introduce ourselves to the person who does not know about us. And what it should have? Maybe who you are, some key accomplishment, what motivates you, what inspires you in the work that you do, what is it that you're aspiring for, what are the various key skills you have, and what do you want the reader to do if they like your profile? Do you want them to contact on WhatsApp, or do you want them to read your blog or website, whatever you want, call to action. And after that is the experience section. Whatever you have done till now needs to be quantifiable. It not be generic, hardworking, committed, or I did this, I was responsible for carrying out the operations of so and so, that everybody does. What is it that makes you stand out from other? So it needs to be quantifiable. What was the action that you took? What was the result that was achieved? What was the impact that you created? Like that. And then skills, must put all the skills that you have. And the best is put those skills which you have and also required for your next job or next position that you are aspiring for. And finally, the recommendations, because we as a human want third party validation, somebody else also talking about us. So recommendations from your early past bosses, your junior or seniors, someone who is in the corporate, because that strengthens and adds value. So first step is optimize your profile. Second is connections. Increase your connections. And when I say increase, focus also on the quality, not only on the quantity, because having maybe 200 or 400 right connections, quality connections may be important than having 2000 where 50% of those connections are from domain or from industry or from experience level which does not match you. So it may not be helpful there. So once you start sending connection request, you will also get connection requests from others. And what will that be based on? That will only happen if you start becoming visible to others. And what is the method of getting visible? Start posting content, start sharing content that could be educative, informative, inspiring, your own personal story of your friend, okay, or some quotations or whatever. Like, you can do anything. It could be video, it could be a post, it could be a quotation, anything. Because once you do that, people start recognizing you, you become visible, then you will start getting inbound requests. That means other people want to connect with you, and that way your connection will grow very fast. So three things that I told was: number one, must optimize your profile; number two, connections; and number three is content. I hope these three strategy helps.
Great, great. So, yeah, so Mr. Rinkesh Sukiza, so he has posed some comments. Yeah, I would like to think the most about the military personnel is they take responsibility for the things that go wrong. They give the credit of success to others. Yeah, yeah. So if anyone have any query or anything in terms of those who are, or those who want to move from this military to the normal civilian uh, journey in terms of the corporate world, if you have anything, any query or anything, you can drop us the message. So yeah, I will check with Ram so Ram can help in that aspect. So, yeah, I'll just wait for the 1 minute more. Yeah, after that we can close this particular talk show. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope so. So there is no other questions, Commander Ram. So I'm really thankful. So you spent time with me in this particular talk show. Yep. And also all the audience, those who are listening to us, from my bottom of my heart, I'm just really grateful to them as they are listening to us. So thank you, Commander Ram. So if you want to say some message to the audience, those who are listening to us, and that way we can close this particular talk show.
Yeah, thank you, Sudhviji. My message will be start involving yourself or start investing in the professional networking, because professional networking is going to help us at each and every step. And those networks will take time to build because it's built on the trust, and trust takes time to mature. So it's a long standing relationship. The longer it takes, the longer it will last. And I'll also wish Sudeepji all the best for the book that he is going to publish very soon. And
Yeah.
also, I'd like to thank him. I keep watching his post on the LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, is very active. So I'll request all the listeners, whoever wants to design his career, because that's what he helps in designing the career of the people. And he will share with you all the strategies, all the tactics, all the tips and tricks, if I may say that, which has helped him to move where he is. So he can share all those with you. So please follow him and take his guidance. And with that, thank you so much, Sudhiji, for having me on this episode. I really enjoyed, and I hope I could add some value to our listeners during this talk.
Thank you, everyone. Yep, we can close this particular broadcast now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.